Well, that was in the way.
Stuff's falling out.
What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? It is a super early morning, but I got some fantastic news. My buddy Bradley is gonna help with the body work. He's an absolute beast. I'm gonna show you guys a couple clips of some of the stuff that he's done in the past, but that stuff doesn't matter today because today we're working on the BMW Z3 MCOUPE, going over a lot of like little micro issues that are kind of nuisances when it comes to wrapping a car. I wanted to possibly paint it, but the painting price versus the wrapping price was just something I couldn't pass up on. But as he grabs some of his tools, I'm gonna delve into a couple things that are problematic, things that we're really gonna hopefully address today. I have the hood up, but for those of you that have seen the photo, we're gonna fix the gap on the fender side. We're gonna get rid of this stupid license plate, fill the hole so it's nice and flush. There wasn't really too many problems on the passenger side. It just, you know, fixing all the gaps and little shit like that. The bumper had some scuffs, but I think we're gonna pass on some of those things because we're not painting it. We're just gonna wrap it. It should lay flat. As far as the rear bumper goes, those of you that have seen it in person, there's definitely not clear coat on it, or it was like a booth paint job. We're really not entirely sure. But again, when the wrap goes over it, you're not gonna see it. There was a few spots of concern for like paintless dent repair. I know it's kind of hard to see on the camera, but apparently he's a wizard with that shit. So we're gonna have that taken care of. And then last but not least, this atrocious gap on the back hatch lid. I'm not sure whoever put it on. I don't know if it's because the previous totaled work, I don't know, but it's really out of round. But all right, sit back and let's get this started. Oh, and I almost forgot, there's gonna be some door work because I forgot to mention this in the previous video, I believe. Just some old filler, Bondo, whatever the word you want to use. Look like it's cracking. That has to be fixed before we wrap it. And then these couple spots along the door here. But yeah, thanks for that walk around, and I'll get back with you guys in a minute. Peace.
Usually not.
Right. All right, so Bradley's getting ready to start on the front bumper. He's basically gonna get the front bumper, what do you call it, man, set up, get the backside squared away and drying, essentially, before you move to the rest of the car, so you're not doing too much at one time.
Pretty much just gonna prep the backside and go ahead and lay down the two-part adhesive. That way that can be drying while we hop on other stuff.
It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
No.
I really mauled it up, but
no, this will be
sick.
fine.
But yeah, guys, it's pretty much just a long process of taking all these like clips and clamps and stuff like that off. So it's gonna be kind of hard to talk to him while he's doing that. I don't want to slow him down at all. But what I will do is hopefully get like a really cool like time lapse, maybe, like actually there's something to show. But as always, stay tuned. Wow. So yep, they left the stock airbox funnel. Yeah. Oh, I guess they have to.
Yeah.
Well, that was in the way.
Stuff's falling out, right?
Hell yeah.
What are those?
What the fuck are those?
Okay, so it does have those little. So I'm actually not gonna have to do anything on the backside.
Nice. US standard issue, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna fill the holes through here. I'm not gonna have to put any
Netting or anything.
netting or nothing. All right. So, I'm gonna roll my roll car on.
So pretty much, if you've made it this far in the video, what he was pretty much saying before was we were worried that they screwed these in whenever they put the license plate on, but apparently US spec bumpers have like a eyelid guide hole, so he's not gonna have to do as much work to get these filled. The rest of the issues will just be with the rest of the bumper, so that'll help speed that up for sure. If you're wondering where I'm talking, guys, it is a little after 7:30. Your boy's not really awake yet.
Tired.
Yeah. It was a long night with Mike Geffen trying to pick out wheels for this heap. Ooh. So you put the heat set? Yeah. So he just put the heat set in, filled the holes, got it ready now. All right guys, so I'm not sure if the GoPro saved it. I don't have my other camera on me, so I'm gonna redo this. Long story short, we moved over to his bodywork side of the bay because we don't need the lift as much anymore. We're gonna work on the door and quarter panel. The front bumper is essentially done. It just needs to be sanded. What we did work on previously was getting the gap correct for the hatch lid. We got it as good as we could. There's not much more I think we can do because the latches are just so old. Bradley was pretty much saying that if you find new latches, he'll come back and we'll try it again. We just gotta tighten this stuff up because we didn't finish. We just moved it over. Anyway, Bradley was saying that if you get new latches, just bring them by, we'll try it again. But overall, I don't think you're gonna be able to get the hatch much better because of the gaps. You pull one side out, it makes the other one worse. You pull one in, it makes the other one worse. I'm pretty happy with it. Looks pretty decent from afar. Looks pretty good up close. On an angle, it's not too bad. Then you gotta take, especially with the old car, it's 23 years old. But moving on, now we're essentially gonna hopefully attack the rust, get that worked out and fixed a lot better than the previous guy. You got the door scuffs and then some of where like the door meets the quarter panel. Gotta get that shit figured out. And then obviously this is done drying, since to be sanded. Then he is gonna address the bottom scuffs, get that stuff fixed. I think that's pretty much it. He's still working on trying to get this gap right. He just closed the hood for us, but as you can see, this side is absolutely immaculate. I love this. But every time you adjust something, you run the risk of possibly throwing it off on the other side, or just you're not being happy. You focus on something too much and you can't get it done. I don't even know if that makes sense. You focus on something so much that you overcomplicate it and you make it worse, I guess is the better way to say it. Not him making it worse, just anybody in general. This side's pretty good, but remember from those photos, this side got can opened pretty bad. So we're really just trying to figure out how to get either the fender to come up without driving the gap on the side skirt or the rocker. What do you call that fucking thing? Rocker panel, what'd you call it? Yeah, the rocker panel. If you come up too much, then you drag that gap, and if you bring this too much down, then you have hood gap. It's a lot to deal with, a lot to work with, and I really appreciate what he's doing, but sometimes you can just mess with it too much. So I think he's gonna come back to it later, or just say forget it for now and move towards the quarter panel. And what's up?
I think it's as tight as gonna get. I think now the applique is actually sitting really nice to the hood. So I think, if anything, to make it match on both sides, we can always open this one back up just a tad.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it looks so good. I don't think I want you to mess with it.
All on what you want and what you're happy with, but they're really close.
You know, it looks photo ready on this side. On the other side, like I said, I'm just gonna have to say, hey, sometimes you have your good side and your best side. I mean, it is what it is. And then maybe, like I said, one of these days, someone will come back on the internet, or you guys comment below. If you're gonna comment, don't just pick and throw out bullshit. These guys work hard to learn the trade and figure out how to do it correctly. So provide a source for your, hey, just wiggle this, or hey, just put this down. Because again, if he didn't care about the car, he didn't care about me, there's a number of things he could do. He could fucking weld the thing down. He could ream out the hole. There's a number of ways to complicate this, but again, he's trying to keep it the least amount of damage to the property that I have and keep it as OEM as possible. So sometimes when a car gets in an accident, you gotta be happy with what these guys can do for you. But yeah, onto the quarter panel. Peace. It's so crazy that this little tab is going to be strong enough to pull. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're guessing. We're not guessing, but you're just attempting. But that's insane how far it's come, man. Hey, that's it.
I already see 3 layers of paint that have been put on this door.
3 layers?
You have your body filler.
It's like a tree. It's like you can see how old the tree is.
All right, so like body filler, base coat, your primer, and then 2 more base coats actually right there. Well, one might be a clear coat. Yeah,
so your factory essentially, possibly a door ding, and then somebody tried to do the repair.
Right. So we'll keep standing at it and see all those cracks. We want to get those out of there. That's how you know it's faulty. So.
Gotcha. difference of how many times it's been painted here versus how many times it's been painted here. It's actually nuts, man, like what people can hide on a vehicle if like you're not paying attention, like even if they don't report to a Carfax or if you don't have like a paint meter, like you just don't know. It's pretty interesting. I guess these are like special like pads so that you just tear a sheet off kind of thing.
Yep. Makes it really nice. You don't want to use cardboard. A lot of people use cardboard back in the day, but then they
It
realize
leaves
that
debris or something, or it's oily,
cardboard
right?
actually puts other chemicals into it that they don't want mixed in with the Bondo.
Huh.
Did exactly what I wanted to do.
All right, so he's putting the Krispy Kreme glaze on the door, touching it up. Obviously, like this is, I don't need to show you guys him smearing squares around, but that's done. Moving on probably to the quarter panel next, and then, oh, it's crazy how much goes into repairing a car. Like, obviously I can't show you guys all the cars in the shop, but what they take some of these cars from when they get here to what they put them out as is absolutely insane. Anybody in this trade, man, pat yourself on the back.
Getting it all inside.
All right, so as you probably just heard, neat little trick to not get primer on the door edge. So it's essentially, yeah, man. So what all went in? What's the step so I don't murder this? You sanded down the mistakes.
Grinding was what they call a Rolex, or like a Roloc disc. Get all that back to bare metal and get all that corrosion that was kind of built up on the surface.
Right.
Made sure that there wasn't any deeper corrosion than the surface,
that was
which,
the biggest.
which there wasn't. So we're good there. And then after that, it was just, I put a little bit of glaze filler right here just because it was kind of wonky. So after that, now we're just gonna prime it up and it'll be ready for a wrap.
That's it. Moving over to the front bumper. I didn't, like I said, there was debris flying everywhere, so I didn't want to like use the camera while he was doing that. But he got rid of all the chunklets that have been taken out of the bottom bumper from previous owners, and he fixed the holes from where the first license plate bracket sat. I think it's gonna look really good once it's done. I know I haven't discussed much of what the color is gonna be. I still want that to be a surprise for those of you that have made it this far in the video. Put down below what you think we should have done. Should we have painted it back to the Imola red BMW Z3 MCOUPE color? What color we should wrap it? I definitely want to hear y'all's opinions, so do that down there. This is just last week.
Probably a week and a half.
That's incredible. I've never seen one of these rooms. So what you're doing now is you're gonna mix the primer.
Yep.
I'll blur that, don't worry.
We don't need too much. Let's do 6. No, not 16.
Oh, so it has you lay it. Oh, it's a freaking scale. That's kind of cool.
Boom.
So what happens if you're over allowance?
If you go over just a little bit, it doesn't matter. If you go over a lot of it, you have to recalculate.
You just throw it all. You have to chuck it.
Boom. And then you grab the thing in, got just a little shake, put it in the gun.
That's pretty cool. What's up, guys? We are still here, obviously. We found a couple more little spots that he wanted to hit so that there wouldn't be problems with the wrap. We're probably gonna address this spot too. I forgot about this, but I think he's already on coat number 2 of the primer. That looks really good. We're just waiting for it to kind of dry a little bit before obviously I can leave. In the meantime, I'm sitting around showing him things and he's nice enough to fucking address them.
Oh man, it's all good. That's what we're gonna do here.
It's kind of coming.
It is. I just really don't want to break this.
Bro, it's coming out. It's almost like they fixed it, and when they put these back in, they just scratched the fuck out of it, and that's what chipped it. Absolute beast. Dude, I might leave that out so he can wrap behind it. I think that would just be best, and then
because then you're risking breaking it
and cutting the fucking wrap.
Yep.
So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna leave those out so that Jason has way more room to wrap the car, so there's less opportunity to either ruin the wrap or ruin the work that's already been done. All right, guys, so that pretty much wraps it up. Big shout out to Brad for doing all this work for me on a Saturday, starting at like 8 o'clock in the morning. It was about 4.5 hours, plus or minus me filming and talking to him. So if you enjoy the quality of work that he did, or you want to see more of what he did, please check out the bottom of the video. But it's just getting late. I'm getting hungry, so I'm gonna get out of here. I'm probably gonna add a couple more clips at the end. But as always, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. And until next time, peace.
I feel